EGM Network.
Welcome to Classic Car Radio, VeroBeach. I'm Keith McDonald here with Mike Carano. Steve Charbonneau is, unfortunately, everyone is sick. Everyone's sick at his shop, and he's like trying to do everything at once.
He's doing it all.
Yeah,
he's the counter guy, the auto parts guy, he's the warehouse guy, he's the
spraying
painter.
cars. Yeah, he's spraying cars.
He's doing it all.
Probably mopping out the men's room, everything.
He does it all, Steve.
Oh yeah,
never gets a day off.
Hey, so I don't know if anybody went to Live at the Loop on Thursday last week to see the car showcase that was with the jazz concert at Riverside Theater, of course. But Live in the Loop happens every week. The cars will be back in June. I'm not sure which date on that yet. However, it's free admission still, 5:30 Thursday, every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. This week, admission is free, like I mentioned, and it's a lot of fun, Live at the Loop. But we also have Downtown Friday night this week.
Yeah, Jess.
And I just checked the weather, right, Jess?
That's right.
It's going to be
Friday night.
Downtown Friday, yeah, that's right. If you're watching on YouTube, you can still go. If you listen on the radio, it happened this past Friday, but it's,
right.
It's the last Friday of the month.
Right.
Free admission, free parking, free everything. It's as free as America, baby.
That's right.
And we're celebrating the patriotic party, live music, stuff for the kids to do, 6 to 9 p.m. downtown VeroBeach.
Car show too, right?
Car show,
yes.
Don't mention the car show on a car show, all right?
Right, yeah. Car show happening right behind the stage. You're free to go behind the stage and look at all the cars.
Right, and they'll wind up. Now, rain, 40% chance of rain from 4 to 5, between 4 and 5, and then it's going to clear up and be nice. Actually, clear right out. By 6 o'clock, it's going to be no rain at all.
Yeah.
So, guys, if you're afraid, if you don't like taking your car in the rain, just wait to arrive a little bit later. That's all.
Free giveaways.
Is there?
I don't know.
There's a few.
Jesse's going to be in his little Speedo at the dunk tank. They're going to have a dunk tank set up.
Don't spread false rumors now.
That's right. I told everybody on Facebook we're going to be here early because our producer's got a proctologist appointment. So I didn't know how that would go over with you. But
Jesse's going to be in a dunk tank, so just go over to the dunk tank and throw him in the water.
Why just a dunk tank? I go to those things all the time in just a Speedo, walking around. So we are a car show, anyway. Yeah. Mike, is there any other car things going on this weekend? Or?
Yeah. I have a car show Sunday.
Okay.
You got the Back to the Oldies car show presented by the Riverwalk Cafe.
Oh.
And that's Sunday, June 1st from 9 to 1. 25% discount for each registered person, day of the show only. Proceeds to benefit the HSHH local veterans programs. And that's at the Riverwalk Cafe, which is at the Public Shopping Center at the corner of US 1 and Roseland Road.
Yeah. That's a Riverwalk Plaza, basically.
Right.
That's where, there's a McDonald's at one end, and then the Riverwalk Cafe, the Publix in between, where I always get my subs. I don't know how they're going to fit those cars in there. That place is busy all the time. I don't know where they're going to put them. But...
Well, I guess they're hoping that Sunday, it's not at 9 o'clock. It's not going to be too busy. But it's a huge parking lot.
Yeah, it is.
It's blacktop, so it's going to be hot.
Yep.
So be prepared.
Yep. Don't go to the Burger King next door. But
you're not a big fan of the Burger King.
No. When that place opened, I got sick twice. Brand new. That place is brand new. And I went in there and I just said, that's just I don't know why. A month later, I went back there again, forgot that I got sick, and I went there again. Yeah. Got sick again. So I won't go near it. I shouldn't be doing that on the radio, though,
Right.
Yeah, I guess not. So
that's
Friday night we have a car show.
Friday night at the downtown Vero.
Friday night, downtown Vero. Yep.
Saturday is usually McDonald's up here, US 1 and Oslo Road.
Billy Giartons get together.
Yep, and then Sunday is the Riverwalk Cafe. And
awesome. There we go.
If you're in Sebastian that day and you're hungry, you want a little Italian ice or a dirty water dog, go to Mikey's Italian Ice and Dirty Water Dogs right over there. Joe
Scazzari's new place up on
US 1 512 right across the street from Speedway.
Right.
Or the 7-Eleven.
Sebastian, of course.
Sebastian, yeah.
Yeah.
I was there
Yeah, good luck.
yesterday. We had a good time.
Yeah. Did you?
Had Italian ice and a dirty water dog. Very good.
How's the dogs?
Very
are they
good.
deli dogs or regular dogs?
They're good dogs.
Oh, are they really? I'll have to check.
You ever
that
got
out.
one from Manhattan? They're good dogs.
Oh, I never.
There you go. You have to try them.
Anyway,
What
let's
else
jump
you
in
got
some
going?
news.
Go
Mike,
ahead.
here's some news for you. You're probably going to like. Tell your uncle Pontiac is not coming back just because GM is renewing the trademark.
Yeah, they just don't want to lose it.
Yeah, they don't want to lose that Pontiac trademark. And I mean, there's a lot of stuff they get licensed. But they're still producing hats, T-shirts, Pontiac models. Like scale models. Then GM gets a cut of all that stuff if it's licensed. And you can't make any of those things like the cars. Like you can't buy a little 1/18th scale GTO without GM getting a little cut of that every
'cause
time.
They all have the GM sticker.
Right,
on,
exactly. Yeah. So anyway, they filed an application on April 25th, and so this set off an internet thing. But it applies to hubcaps for vehicles, horns, license plate frames, novelty license plate frames, and all this other stuff that we just talked about. But General Motors has owned it. The trademark since 2005 for Pontiac, although they've had it ever since it was Oakland.
And when
way back.
did they close? When did they shut it down?
2010, I believe it was.
2010, okay.
Yeah, they shuttered it in 2010. So anyway, but a lot of guys are on the internet are thinking, oh, Pontiac's coming back. Pontiac's coming back. There's another guy. This was on the drive.com, okay? There were guys arguing with the writer that no, Pontiac's coming back. Well, they're not coming back. You know what it costs General Motors to rebrand, to build the Pontiac brand up again? It would cost them billions.
Why?
I mean,
I don't get it. You just make a couple of logos and you slap it on a car.
slap it on what? A Chevy?
Yeah, anything. They did it once before.
What Chevy? A Tahoe?
We had they had the Dodge Omni and the Plymouth Horizon. They were the same car. They just put different logos on it.
I know, but what? I don't.
Get a Camaro, put a different nose on it, slap a Pontiac on it, and call it a Firebird.
That's what one guy was arguing. He was saying NASCAR, because Camaro no longer exists in 2026. So what General Motors is doing is they're developing a Firebird.
There you go.
Now, I don't think they can do. They got to make 500 Firebirds in order to, if that's still the rule.
Well, they'll sell them. People will buy
they'll sell them
left
in a
and right.
minute.
If they put Trans Am on it, people are going to go crazy.
Yeah. So they're saying that General Motors wants to, of course, stay in NASCAR, but what are they going to use for a base car?
Right.
They have to come up with something, and since the Camaro is gone, no longer exists, they got to have a car. So they're thinking, well, we'll make that, but why don't they just make 500 Camaros next year and just 500 Camaros?
Yeah, why are they getting rid of Camaro anyway?
Yeah, no kidding. That's ridiculous.
Just bad sales?
I guess they're not up to snuff. I don't know. They're not making enough off them, I guess. But anyway, the Pontiac guys are going crazy, thinking that they're going to have Pontiacs again.
It's not going to happen.
I don't believe so either.
Right.
But that's it,
Yeah. What else you got?
Well, what else I got? All right, we talked about this 6.2 GM V8 teardown. The problems they're having with the 2.6 General Motors V8 that's going in all these, once again, Tahoe, Silverado, Cadillac,
The Escalade.
Yep. And just anything, the bigger trucks and SUVs, the V8. This 6.2 GM V8, they did a teardown, shows why you don't ignore the warning signs. Ever seen a small block with all 8 of its connecting rod bearings completely shot? Check this out. Now, there's a video that, is that on the drive, Jesse, on there, or is that the video?
Yeah.
That's at the drive. That's fine.
That's the video.
There's a video by this guy named Eric.
Right there.
Well, he's got it up now. Now, Eric has a YouTube called I Do Cars, and he just got his hands on one of these, and the carnage is pretty spectacular. The whole thing starts uneventfully with him tearing down. See the oil residue inside the engine appears to be normal, and there's no obvious signs of debris anywhere. But once he gets down to that oil pan, he's got all kinds of chunks going on, and there it is. He's taking it all apart. And if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching us on YouTube, but anyway, the oil is almost pure carbon black, and it's been cooked. The whole engine's been cooked. So this is what
crazy. General
Motors is selling that? What the heck? What do you think the base cause of all that is? Do you know?
I don't know. It's getting
bad crank?
I don't know. Bad sealers? I don't know what the hell's going. Look at that.
It's horrible.
It's all gunked up in there.
Yeah, and broken connecting rods and gee whiz.
Man.
Well, push rods are all bent. First sign of trouble because of push rods, several of which show abnormal wear, and then like I said, the oil pan comes off, and it's just a mess. It's maple syrup in there. He says,
Look at that. That's horrible.
Oh,
Brand new engine.
Yeah.
No wonder they had to recall them all.
Yeah, they're recalling hundreds of thousands of them.
You know, we talked about this, I don't know, like 3 weeks ago, and then finally the recall came out. And then we did I don't think you were here. Me and Steve did one with the guy towing the car with the chain.
Yeah.
After we did that on our
the backwards
show.
car. Yeah.
After we did that on the show last Wednesday.
Yeah.
All of a sudden Thursday, the news picked it up. It was all over ABC, NBC,
I saw it on Fox News. Yeah.
Fox News had it.
We had it on the night before. Yep. So and the engine replacement, it's costing GM a mint, but they sell a lot of cars, so they're going to handle it, I guess. Jesse, didn't you just get a free engine in your Kia?
Yeah.
Brand new engine?
Yeah, my wife's car was recalled, and we basically got a free engine for a 10-year-old car.
That's
Unreal.
great.
Yeah.
It's cool that Kia backed that up, though. I heard they had trouble getting the blocks, too. And it looks like now they're all set because they dropped a new engine right in, right?
That's right. And shout out to Steve. He's the one that gave me advice.
That's right.
Take it. I'm not touching it. Take it right to GM.
That's it. Take it right to Kia.
Yeah.
Kia. Yeah.
That's
Beautiful.
good. You did that.
Yeah. Really.
You just tied up the car. What was the turnaround on it?
I don't think it took that long. I think it took about a week, maybe.
Oh,
That's not bad at all.
No, I don't
As
think
long
so.
as they got the parts in, you're good.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, we got to go on break.
Do we?
Yeah.
Okay. I only have one more story anyway. We'll hit that when we get back.
If you want to do it real quick, go ahead.
All right. This will be quick. U.S. Senate Republicans flip California's EV mandate, which is great, with a vote to nix these waivers. Gasoline forever, they're saying. Ruling on Golden State's smog policy is like breath of fresh air for hot rods and for ICE, believe it or not. Well, ICE, this isn't ICE, the border guys. This is a different zero emission thing. Anyway, 5 years ago, Gavin Newsom signed an Advanced Clean Car 2 Act, which meant that by 2035, no cars could they'd all have to be zero emission.
Right.
Electric all across the board. But then the EPA jumped in and they tried to make it that 56% of vehicles sold anywhere in the country had to be electric by 2032. Needless to say, there's not very popular one with performance guys or General Motors or Ford or any of them.
Yeah.
So anyway, on May 22nd, just a week ago or so, Republican members of the Senate and Democratic Senator Elisa Slotkin of Michigan, of course, she's got to cover the auto workers. So even though she's a Democrat, she's trying to watch out for her voters. So they had a 51 to 44 vote that negates the California waiver. And on May 1st, the House of Representatives gave its support. And the bottom line is, even though Newsom is going to probably file suit, President Trump ultimately had the final say, which is now on the last track to his desk and expected to receive the signature of approval. So there's no more electric car mandate, and California liberals, California Democrats are pissed off, and good for them. I'm glad they are.
We talked about last week was also the Dodge Chargers. They stopped. No more EVs with them. They went back to Hemi.
Right.
Everything went back to Hemi.
That's Stellantis. They bought them
closed out the
Stellantis
EVs.
said, yeah, let's do it. All right, now we'll go on break. We get back, we'll do some history.
And then we're done.
Do a little bit of tech talk, and we'll be done.
We'll be out of here.
But good news is next month we're really hoping that we will have sponsorship, and we'll be back to 1 hour shows again, which would be great.
Yeah.
Because this 1 hour stuff is just BS, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, just play us out.
Play us out.
At Sunshine Furniture, our 35,000 square foot showroom is filled with the largest selection of coastal furniture on the Treasure Coast. Sofas, love seats, dining sets, and bedroom groups in the latest styles and colors from Four Seasons, Braxton Color, Riverside, Universal Coastal Living, Hooker, Capri, Tommy Bahama, and lots more. We're the outdoor furniture experts and have anything you need for your outdoor living from Lloyd Flanders, Kingsley Bate, Brown Jordan, and Woodard, including a gallery of maintenance-free furniture from Berlin Gardens and Pollywood. Right now, during our Memorial Savings event, we have lots of great half-price specials, including another 10% off on all Tommy Bahama and Lexington furniture in stock or special orders. And all pictures, lamps, and accessories are half price. Sunshine Furniture, $12.95 US 1 in the Publix Plaza, Vero Beach. Don't forget to visit our outlet and sales store directly across the street that is filled with name brand closeouts, and visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com.
Welcome to Riverside Theater's Comedy Zone, where the comedy is wild, untamed, and downright hilarious. Hit the zone this Friday and Saturday night at 6:30 and 8:30 for the Treasure Coast's best live stand-up comedy show, featuring nationally recognized comedians with cabaret-style seating and food and drink table service. Buy tickets at riversidetheater.com and get ready for a night of non-stop laughs.
When the check engine light comes on, turn to Treasure Coast Auto of Vero Beach. Time for an oil change? Turn to Treasure Coast Auto of Vero Beach. Brake work, alignments, maintenance, and more? Turn to Treasure Coast Auto of Vero Beach. Your certified service center specializing in alignments, repairs, oil changes, radiators, brakes, even auto electric repair. Just east of US 1 at 1212 23rd Street, Vero Beach. Turn to the local mechanics you can trust. Treasure Coast Auto of Vero Beach.
Welcome back to Classic Car Radio. I'm Keith McDonald, and I'm here with Mike Carano as usual. Steve Charbonneau is not here. He's got his hands full at the shop again. Yeah, we're going to do a little history here. And we got some, isn't there a Meekum this weekend? I thought there was a Meekum this weekend. Well, it's next week, June
7th and 9th, I think.
June 6th through the
6th through the 9th?
6th through the 8th.
8th?
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. All right. This week in history, that won't be televised either, but you can stream it if you want. Just go to Meekum website. They have 600 cars in Tulsa, by the way. Okay. Anyway, This week in auto history, on May 25th, 1994, George Swanson, a beer distributor from Hempfield County, Pennsylvania, is cremated and has his ashes placed in the driver's seat of a white 84 Corvette, which is then buried in a multiple cemetery plots that he had purchased. The cemetery mandated that, of course, all the fluids be drained from the car. And I'm sure that nobody misses an 84 Corvette.
84, yeah, nobody's looking for it.
Yeah, bury that thing. Nobody cares about it.
I'm sure there were a lot of them buried.
A piece of junk. I'm sorry. All Corvettes, I like all Corvettes, but those C4s they were just miserable. They didn't even have plastic dashboards. They didn't even have
horrible.
They didn't even have they had little pouches instead of
everything was
instead of a glove box.
It
was just awful. And I didn't even like the design, but whatever. They didn't even make one in 83 because they couldn't agree on the design, and look what they came out with. Ugh. So luckily one is buried with some ashes in it, and it's gone in Pennsylvania. May 27, 1927, after an astonishing production run that began in 1908 and produced a record 15 million cars, the last Ford Tin Lizzie rolls off the factory, so it can be converted from the Model T to the Model A, which is also very successful, by the way.
It's amazing that he sold that many cars.
15 million Model Ts. Imagine that. That's from crazy. 1908 on.
Yeah.
Well, Ford was a powerhouse.
They were cheap and they were easy to build.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yep. And then, of course, like we talked about last week in Massachusetts, the first ever car repair shop sprung up in Boston.
Yep.
And then from there it went on. And, of course, the oil guys got extremely rich from selling gasoline.
We got to find out who was the first one to steal a car and get caught.
Oh, I know,
you do all these first with the cars.
I know. We can do that, yeah. May 28, 1928 is part of a strategy to make multiple nameplates for many segments of the market. Walter Chrysler pays investment bankers Dillon Reed and Company $170 million for Dodge Brothers, which became then Dodge. So that was 1928. And Fred Kiesel has a Dodge Brothers car,
Dodge
1928.
Brothers car. Yep.
The last year they were made, right here in Vero Beach. If you want to see that one, Fred's got one.
Yep.
Really, that's a very historic car.
It still has the Dodge Brothers insignia on it. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've seen it. Yeah, it's a great car. Very well restored. Also on May 28th, 1937, Volkswagen is founded. And who gave the okay on that? Do you know?
No.
Who approved the Volkswagen?
No.
Adolf Hitler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was the Volkswagen for German means people's car. Or people's wagon, if you want to say it that way.
Gotcha.
So anyway, Volkswagen was founded not by Hitler. It was actually by the Porsche guy, Ferdinand Porsche, I believe.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And then May 30th, 1896 was the first recorded auto accident. You want something that's the first.
There you go. First.
Henry Wells of Springfield, Massachusetts, home of the Duryea car, was driving his Duryea motor wagon when he collided with a bicycle driven by Evelyn Thomas. And they weren't available for interview or anything. I tried. Both of them are gone. I guess they're busy. Maybe they're on vacation. But anyway, that was 1896 was the first person hit by a car.
All right, so next week you got to find out who was the first person arrested for stealing
a car.
All right, because you're getting all these firsts with the cars.
Well, 9 times out of 10, you'll find out that was in New York, probably. Oh, boy, you know.
You never know. Might have been where the new the shop was made. Maybe the car was parked in a shop over in Boston. And the guy
could be in Boston. I'm just teasing you about. It was probably Philadelphia.
Go ahead. What's next?
All right, we got some Tech Talk. Wayne in Vero Beach, right here in Vero Beach. He says, while trying to install a new clutch fan in my '67 Mustang, I dropped it and punctured the radiator.
Ooh.
I usually slide cardboard in front to protect it, but not today. So. Is it it's an exact fit Griffin radiator. Is that aluminum?
I guess.
Is it repairable or is it better to replace it? For cooling reasons, here's what you do. You take out the radiator, you repair it, okay? With I used to just crimp them if there was a hole. I'd crimp both sides. There's plenty of other channels.
Right.
But what you do is you save that radiator and sell it and then just get rid of the Mustang.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah. No, but I think you can. There's a couple of places that fix it. There's a guy up in Palm Bay that fixes radiators.
Yeah, there's one in like every other town. Actually, you can get them fixed. So this guy I looked up on the internet, he repaired his with JB Weld.
Oh, wow.
Epoxy. And he said it lasted 5 years and it never leaked a drop. And then he got rid of the car at 200,000 miles.
Nice.
So, all right, Kenny in Fort Pierce says he's got an 87 IROC Z28 with an auto. He took it to AutoZone and they ran the codes and came back with a couple of cylinder misfires that needed to be cleaned up. Plus the EGR valve was dirty. So Kenny he wants to clean the EGR.
Can you do that?
Can't he just buy one cheaply?
I think they're pretty cheap.
Something like less than $10 and pop one in.
Yeah, they're cheap. You can just buy one.
And then as far as the misfires goes, it's probably, did they have separate coils back then? Or they just have the misfires? He probably needs wires.
Well, the 87 was tune port injection, right?
Right, yes, TPI, yeah. He probably just has probably just needs wires or plugs even. Who knows?
We only got a minute.
Yep, okay. You got anything you want to say?
Yeah, well, don't forget about the car show at the Riverwalk Cafe on Sunday, June 1st, from 9 to 1.
That's in Sebastian.
Okay.
At that Publix Plaza at Roseland.
Right. And then there's a car show over at the Florida Car Swap Meets.com at Causeway Cove Marina.
Right.
June 7th and 8th, that's up in Fort Pierce from 9 to 2. And then the Father's Day show at the Elks, right here in Vero Beach, Sunday, June 15th from 10 to 2. And that's, all proceeds go to helping out the veterans.
Right.
So that's what we got going on.
And Craig Waskow will be in here to talk about that.
Yeah.
He's away, too. He's on some cruise out of state. He'll be back, and we'll bring him in.
And Dylan and Fred will try to get to next week for their
Sorry,
Tech Talk
guys.
questions.
Yeah, Dylan and Fred, we didn't get to you. We ran out of...
Nice and low.
Yeah, just kind of roll that in. We're Classic Car Radio. Thank you. We're on at 2 o'clock on WAXE, the Patriot Radio. We are out of here.
The Patriot Radio.